Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Hood Table. To all my hoodies, please make sure you like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already an official hoodie. Please and thank you very much. And it is with much pleasure and excitement I am here to announce for those who do not um, pay attention to the media or those who might have been sleeping under a rock. Brittney Griner, WNBA player who has been held captive in prison over in Russia, has been released. Yay! Now, I'm excited about that, and I'm excited for her family, her friends, her team. I'm excited for them all because I know this has been a long fight for them. Wondering if they would ever get her back. And matter of fact, get her back. Speaking of getting her back, the things that they go through, the conditions that they have to live in over there when they are in those camps. Uh, it's one thing to have them back and then to have them back alive and to have them back in, a good condition because we know the prisoner that we got back some time ago when he came back, he was telling, how the treatment was over there. You could just look at the man and tell that he was malnourished. He looked like he was sick. As a matter of fact, they did say he was sick. So with living in those conditions over there, you don't never know the treatment. We know that she was gay. She's a woman. She's an American. You know what I mean? So I am very, very happy and excited to say that Brittney Griner has been released. And we're just going to watch this clip. It's a clip of President Biden speaking this morning. They had a press conference, and then Brittney's wife, she spoke afterward. So I'm going to play that right now. And again, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Please like and share the video.
With her wife Sherelle in the Oval Office, I spoke with Brittney Griner. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances, Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along. This is a day we've worked toward for a long time. We never stopped pushing for her release. It took painstaking and intense negotiations, and I want to thank all the hardworking public servants across my administration who worked tirelessly to secure her release. I also want to thank the UAE for helping us facilitate Brittney's return, because that's where she landed. These past few months have been hell for Brittney and for Charlie and her entire family and all her teammates back home. People all across the country have learned about Brittney's story, advocated for her release, stood with her throughout this terrible ordeal. And I know that support meant a lot to her family. I'm glad to be able to say that Brittney's in good spirits. She's relieved to finally be heading home. And the fact remains that she's lost months of her life, experienced the needless trauma. She deserves space, privacy, and time with her loved ones to recover and heal from her time being wrongfully detained. Brittney is an incomparable athlete, a two-time Olympic gold medalist for Team USA. She endured mistreatment and a show trial in Russia with characteristic grit and incredible dignity. She represents the best about America. It is across the board, everything about her. She wrote to me back in July. She didn't ask for special treatment, even though we've been working on a release from the day one. She requested a simple quote, "Please don't forget about me and the other American detainees. Please do all you can to bring us home." Never forgot about Brittney. We've not forgotten about Paul Whelan, who's been unjustly detained in Russia for years. This was not a choice of which American to bring home. We brought home Trevor Reed when we had a chance early this year. Sadly, for totally illegitimate reasons, Russia is treating Paul's case differently than Brittney's. And while we have not yet succeeded in securing Paul's release, we are not giving up. We will never give up. We remain in close touch with Paul's family, the Whelan family, and my thoughts and prayers are with them today. They have to have such mixed emotions today. And we'll keep negotiating in good faith for Paul's release. I guarantee that. I say that to the family. I guarantee you. And I urge Russia to do the same to ensure that Paul's health and humane treatment maintained until we are able to bring them home. I don't want any American to sit wrongfully detained and one extra day if we can bring that person home. My administration has now brought home dozens of Americans who were wrongfully detained or held hostage abroad, many of whom had been held since before I took office. And today, we also remember the other Americans that are being held hostage and wrongfully detained in Russia or anywhere else in the world. Reuniting these Americans with their loved ones remains a priority for my administration, every person in my administration involved in this. We're going to continue to work to bring home every American who continues to endure such an injustice. We also want to prevent any more American families from suffering this pain and separation. And I strongly urge all Americans to take precautions, including reviewing the State Department's travel advisories before they travel overseas, which now includes warnings about the risk of being wrongfully detained by a foreign government. Make no mistake about it, this work is not easy. Negotiations are always difficult. There are never any guarantees, but it's my job as President of the United States to make the hard calls and protect American citizens everywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. And I'm proud that today we have made one more family whole again. So welcome home, Brittney. And now I'd like to invite Sherelle to say a few words to you all. Of course, she's not excited at all about this. Sherelle, it's all yours, kiddo. Congratulations again.
Thank you. So over the last 9 months, you all have been so privy to one of the darkest moments of my life. And so today I'm just standing here overwhelmed with emotions, but the most important emotion that I have right now is just sincere gratitude for President Biden and his entire administration. He just mentioned this work is not easy, and it has not been. There's been so many hands involved. And so I'd like to take a moment to just specifically mention a few. Vice President Harris, Secretary Blinken, Jake Sullivan, Josh Geltzer from the National Security Council, Roger Cartson and Fletcher Schoen from the Hostage Envoy's Office. A special thank you to Governor Richardson and Mickey, the Mercury Players, the WNB PA for your advocacy. And also, you guys may not know this, but my family has been tremendously supported by the Wasserman Agency. BG's agent, Lindsay Colas, has just been amazing for me and my family throughout this process. So today my family is whole, but as you all are aware, there's so many other families who are not whole. And so BG's not here to say this, but I will gladly speak on her behalf and say that BG and I will remain committed to the work of getting every American home, including Paul, whose family is in our hearts today. As we celebrate BG being home, we do understand that there are still people out here who are enduring what I endured the last 9 months of missing tremendously their loved ones. So thank you everybody for your support. And today it's just a happy day for me and my family. So I'm gonna smile right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Ms. Ryan, what has Russia gotten in return, Mr. President? What has Russia gotten in return for this prisoner swap?
When will Brittney be back in the U.S.?
What has Russia gotten in return, Mr. President, for this prisoner swap?
24 hours.
What do you say to the Whalen family who says this is a catastrophe for Paul, Mr. President?
We're speaking to that.
How soon will he be home?
Wow. That last part, though, they said, what do you have to say to the family of Paul who think that this is a catastrophe that Brittney got to come home?
Here's the thing. The whole situation is so unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like he's not trying to bring him home, but at this point, you're going to find those people who say, congratulations, welcome home. And some who say, oh, she was a drug user, she should have stayed. And someone who say, to heck with her. You're going to find some yay sayers and some naysayers. That's the way it's going to be. You're going to have some people who On his popularity poll, he's gonna go way up. On some, especially the Trumpsters, he's gonna go way down. At this particular point, they have to ask themselves, do I allow this woman to stay in captivity that much longer until we try to work out an agreement to free them all? No. Free who you can free, and then go ahead and continue to work on the other gentleman's freedom. And now he's been um, captive for, I think it's since 2018, and he's looking at another what 12 years or something to that effect. So no, I mean, it's not as if he made mention of the fact that we're still waiting on that. Unfortunately, they were not willing to include this with that swap.
Right, and you're right. He was detained. Paul Whelan. He was detained at a Moscow hotel in December 2018 by Russian authorities, who alleged he was involved in an intelligence operation.
Right, and see, here's the thing: at this particular point, and this is a risk that people take whenever visiting um,
Mm-hmm.
these countries, that any foreign country,
Because
to be honest.
I would never. And Brittany got 9 years. Paul was sentenced to 16 years for espionage charges that he has vehemently denied for a long time, and has been in a labor camp in Mordovia, which it wasn't even the same camp as Brittany. It was a different labor camp, which was like 8 hours from Moscow. And basically, it's a sweatshop where he works, like a clothing factory. It's a sweatshop, and you know how we know what a sweatshop is, right?
Right,
That
right.
ain't no clothing factory. It's a sweatshop. Big difference.
Yeah. And it's like it's too bad. The whole situation is too bad. But to be honest, um, I'm glad that she is now free. I heard another uh YouTuber that was on, and they were saying, that after this, that she should go to rehab and never touch drugs again, and this and that. Well,
But she wasn't addicted to drugs.
honey,
Why would they say that?
hunty,
Why would they say that?
honey,
That is
honey.
crazy. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that is the first time I heard that. So some people think that Brittany, when she get back, she needs to go to drug rehabilitation AA when she was receiving that from her doctor, a prescription for injury.
Again,
Child.
again. I'm listen. Let me tell you something. I'm a chronic pain patient. I'm a chronic pain patient. Um, the day before Thanksgiving, I had injections, 6 injections in my back. Um, I take prescription medications, several of them. I'm prescribed several. Some of them I don't take because of the effect that they have. Um, but even when I take them, it still doesn't help. My neurologist suggested that perhaps I could use the THC oils, something to help with the pain, to manage the pain. I've never been like a person that smoked or anything like that. And of course, we know that there are other ways. There are oils that you can rub, there are oils that you can ingest and mix into your foods and all that types of things. But I've never been one to try those things. But it's not. out of the ordinary that your physician will suggest those things because the level of pain. I will always have pain until the Lord hears me, until the Lord heals me. I will always have pain. So if that's something that your doctor is suggesting, then obviously it must be something serious. I want to pray for you, Betty Wright.
I am so sorry to hear that, Betty White. Hey, Betty, and hey, Isaac, and Georgia Peach. I am so sorry to hear that, Betty, and I will definitely be praying for you.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I do know that when you get those chronic illnesses, excuse me, I work in Medicare, and I do a lot of claims for people who have chronic diseases and process those claims. And a lot of times, when you ask people, "What are your complications?" it's just severe pain. It's like severe pain, like and that stuff that that like the oils that you were talking about back in the day. The doctors, they would sometimes just be like, just smoke some weed,
Well,
just smoke some weed. But now
well,
they have like different forms of,
now
you
they have
know,
edibles and
yeah, edibles and all kind of stuff. And we
money.
know Shelly S. Hutchinson, we was on her live last night for the OG panel in the B sector, and she sells those type of things. So if anybody wants to get with her, S. Hutchinson or Shelly Hutchinson, her YouTube channel, she does sell edibles and things like that, and some of them are for pain. But yeah, a lot of people are just not just addicted to that; they really need it for pain, for comfort.
Good morning. He said good morning, Isaac. Good morning. Hey, Isaac. Hey, Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac is in here, and if anybody else wants to jump on the link, feel free. If you want to jump on the link and chime in about how you feel about Brittney, because I was talking to my son Wavy Cam. He's in the chat right now. I was talking to my son Wavy Cam in the morning. As soon as I heard about the news, and he was like, "Man," he said, so will they treat normal, just regular, everyday people like that, or is this just her getting out because of who she is?" And we had a conversation like that, and I think he said he wanted to jump on. So let me see if this is him. Cam, hey,
Hello, hello.
Hey.
what's up, son?
Yeah, so I was just asking Miss Sislo, would would you think they would do the same, reach to the same, steps, levels to get like just a normal citizen back, somebody like us?
It depends on the diplomatics. It depends on like who you have behind you, the noise that's made. Now, if it were just oh yeah, she was, but if it was a situation like a Shaquilla Robinson situation or a situation where it would be just a normal citizen that went somewhere in a foreign country and something happened, and the noise that my family were to make around it, and that type of thing, then maybe then. Other than that, you know, no. The empties, how they say the empty wagons make the most noise.
No, for sure, for sure. That's why I'm like, because I'm definitely happy to have her back. Don't want her going through that stuff. Come back to her American grounds. But it's just like, man, like I want to root for, our system, our government, our president, but it's like, man, would they go to the same for me? But that's the only thing I can go with it. It's happy to have her back. I wouldn't have, the thing is though, I'm like I'm big on like equality. So it's like I know for sure, like I said, they probably wouldn't have brought us back. So I would have thought maybe the best thing they could have done for her is like I would say keep her down there. Man, I mean, I know it wasn't that much that she got in trouble for. It was like the hash rising, like so. It wasn't that much. I would say maybe a month, maybe a month. Maybe a month, make something light though, not 10 months, not taking her to reservation camps, all that extra stuff. So I think they kind of overdid it. But I just, I just don't like how that we pick and choose. When we want to go to the extent, to use our power to, just help out one person or two just because of their name.
And that's exactly how the family of Paul feels this morning, Cam. I don't know if you heard the when I was playing the playback this morning, son, while you was walking around the house, but the family, a lot of people think that it's what do they call it, Sislo? Not a tragedy, but I forgot what they call it, but something like that.
I forgot the word they used.
I forgot what they called it, but basically they were saying
Controversy.
that
No.
it's really, really bad for Paul's family that they brought back Brittney Griner. Even though Brittany's wife and Brittany promises to fight for Paul and other people that's still down there. So yeah, a lot of people are happy about this, and a lot of people are not going to be happy about this.
Right, and she's free, but she's not home yet.
I mean,
What's up,
She's
man? How
free,
y'all
but she's
doing?
not home yet. She's on American soil yet. So
And she'll be home. They said she should be home within a few hours.
yeah.
so what was the other guy name again?
The other guy who's still down there, his name is Paul Whelan.
Okay, and what happened to him? What was his case?
Well, he was detained at a Moscow hotel December 2018 by Russian authorities. They were alleging he was involved in an intelligence operation. So they gave him 16 years in prison for espionage charges that he has constantly denied. So Brittany was sent to a prison camp, but Paul was sent to a different prison camp, which is like 8 hours from Moscow. But yeah, so basically he's been there since 2018, and they got him working in a sweatshop. And if anybody knows anything about a sweatshop, that's where they do make clothing. They might make shoes, sneakers, different type of things. And you can work in there for 12, 16 hours a day. Sometimes there's severe conditions like really cold, really hot.
Yeah, for sure. I already
things
know.
like that. Yeah.
They definitely not gonna have our people in some nice prison just doing normal stuff.
They're not. Their prison camps out there in general for their own people out there in Moscow is extreme.
Exactly.
Like
yeah, they wild.
It was when I was listening to Conscious TV on his channel, and they was reading the articles on people who had stayed at those type of prisons and the deplorability of it. It was just like, wow, it was rather extreme. It was very, very, very. It's like you would think. I would say you would only put your worst criminals. It's like the type of place where, when people do very heinous things, like we're talking about brutally murder, rape, stuff like that, you'd have to do very. I think people who commit extremely violent, disturbing crimes, that would be a place to put them. Not someone who got caught or someone who had not even a gram of liquid of THC or Now, the people with the Cabo 6, people not like it, but I think that's where some of them should go. That's the experience they should have. Not someone like Brittney Griner who just had a little bit of THC oil, who wasn't selling or anything.
Exactly. Like stuff like that. I know it's a law breaking, but it's like sometimes we gotta also just step into outside of the law and just like a human being. Like she wasn't, like you said, she ain't selling. She wasn't doing nothing like bringing pounds over, trying to do just trying to have a good time out the country, whatever. And like you said, not even a gram full or whatever. Yeah, they should have. I'm not gonna say a slap on the wrist, but I mean it shouldn't be as this bad. It shouldn't be.
Fine her. No, I mean if you're going, I'm saying find that ass. For stuff
Right,
like that.
She rich. She rich. Like
yeah,
or
get that
she wealthy. She wealthy. Yeah, like
she got a few more dollars. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Find her ass, but I wouldn't. When I was reading about Conscious was.
I was extra few more dollars.
Excuse me.
You got an extra few more dollars.
extra few more
Yeah, I'm sure
dollars.
she got an extra few more dollars, even though she has been going through this trial, because I'm sure they probably got some kind of fund or raised some type of funds to help get her out of there. I'm pretty sure.
And what you know,
And her
it's
wife
and
is in
speaking
jail,
of
right?
the, I'm sorry. And the thing about a few more, for if she wasn't, had they been paying her like, and this is for all the women in the, Women's National Basketball Association, had they been paying women athletes what they're worth or just as much, she wouldn't have even had her tail over there playing fucking with them people. And that's why I said she had a
Thank
few
you.
extra dollars. Now,
Thank
I'm
you.
not
That's
trying
the
to
part that a lot of
diminish.
people is missing, Isaac. She
Yeah, I'm
wouldn't
not
even
trying
be
to.
over there. None of us would even be over there as far as the females,
Yeah.
if they would pay them properly over here. They aren't even
Mhm.
paid nowhere in comparison to the NBA over here.
Uh huh.
And then of course there's guys over there that play too for different teams over there, but that's usually
Mhm.
guys who might not have made it to good enough to be in the NBA, because so that's kind of a choice for them. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
Right.
for Brittany, this is her career. Like
This is her life.
this is her life.
All right, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, babe.
So look, I definitely feel you on that because, like, hey, like I said, I'm on equality. Hey, women can do things, man can do, men can do things, women can do. I get it, fair pay, everything like that. But the thing is, I don't even think it's like a sexuality thing. I believe it's more on views and statistics. Like the female WNBA is just not it doesn't get as much attention, views, clicks, ticket sales as like the regular NBA.
That's
So
true.
like I would think that would go into like their salary and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true. You're right, Cam. You're right. That's true. I'm glad you made that point. They do not get as many views or as many people in the seats.
Mhm.
But
Things like
definitely in
that.
other
But
cases,
what do
yeah,
you
yeah.
think that Mike can do differently to maybe promote the women? Do you think like something like this could probably help us support the women more in the WNBA?
I mean, this could definitely be an example of what people got to go through, yeah, to just kind of get closer to that salary of the NBA or just make a little more money. Um, but I already feel though, like I feel like the NBA already helps out that because as much many commercials and stuff they do to tag in WNBA, they even got WNBA on 2K now. That wasn't a thing before putting the girls on the game, but now you can even play with the girls, make a girl play, do things like that. So
Mhm.
I think they've been pushing in the direction, but it'll take time though. It'll take some time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right about that. You're right about that. I do think though, and the rest of y'all can chime in too. I do think those situations like this could help potentially. Um, maybe I don't know if they can like maybe like do more promotions, do more commercials, have the females. Hell, have them travel around like the Harlem Globetrotters did back in the day, and they still do. To try to get more attention to the league so that we could want to sit in those seats and buy those tickets and fly to games and things like that.
Mhm.
Because that's what I think it is. It's like they're not getting that much shine on their league. But maybe something like this can help people seeing, dang, this could happen to our female players over there just because they want some more money that they're not getting paid over here. Because I don't know, does
Oh
anybody even
yeah,
know Cam or Isaac? I don't really
another
follow the pay. I know a lot of these guys get like mega millions.
another
Um,
thing. Oh yeah,
yeah, mega millions. But do y'all know like what type of comparison it is to the females? Like some guys get what, like 40 million, 50 million.
40 million. Shoe. Yeah, they be making a lot of money. I don't know so much about the money difference, but I was gonna say as far as like you were saying, watching them while buying tickets and everything. The thing with like college and like professional, you see, they got like college games on Saturdays, and then they'll run the pros on Sunday, Monday, maybe Thursday. But they keep it different, so you can have time to watch them. Watch them. The WNBA and NBA also be running together, so I think that could also factor in because people. you know, watching NBA, or they gotta watch WNBA. Can't, you
Yeah,
know,
you
watch
gotta
both.
choose, pick and choose. Mhm.
Yeah, it'd be
Mhm.
like same days. Yeah, I don't know too much about the money thing though. I don't know.
I mean, from
Well.
certain things I
I know I
saw,
haven't been big on watching WNBA. I can confess, I can admit that, but I will do my part and support
I don't.
the
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
WNBA a
sorry.
little bit more. I probably can't afford to fly to no games or nothing like that, but I will like put them on my television more and things like that. At least in our
Hmm.
household, that's all I can do, really. But go ahead, Isaac. You was gonna say something.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they make not. They make an. I would say a six-figure type of deal versus men are making millions. So it's like they're not really making as like a $500,000 a year contract. Now to us, to people who don't make that kind of money have careers, but the thing is, the most W, there are people who have bachelor's and master's degrees in other fields that make about the same amount of money per.
Right, exactly. And basketball, football, any of those sports, those are some hard sports. I mean, the practicing, the grinding that they have to do, the touring. I mean, you're never home half the time. I mean, it is pretty challenging. So I do think that they need to get paid a lot more money. I mean, I don't know. Again, I know publicity is one thing, like Cam mentioned, ticket sales, things like that. I think that in certain areas, maybe a lot of us could do a little bit more to support the females. Um, I I don't know. Back in the day, I used to love watching the female ball players, Lisa Leslie and all them. Cheryl
Yeah,
Swoops and all them. Shoot, they was the shit, boy. But I fell off from watching the females a while back, so I'm gonna try to get back into that a little bit more. Support.
I just looked up. I just looked up the statistics real quick. So like, cause man, I don't know if they like. I don't want to say shadow ban in WNBA, but it's a big difference. They get 379,000 viewers for their like 2022 all across like ESPN's other sites like that. And then the NBA though, they get a 1.6 million.
Whoa. Say the female numbers again.
So that's definitely let me go back. 379,000.
Wow. Big difference.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
But definitely, I feel you though with the work and everything that goes into it because it's a career for sure, and they definitely put in the work, drills, time, years, as NBA players. So, no, I
Yeah.
definitely feel like they should get they paid. They definitely should be above the six figures, right? Closer to the mills for sure. Because you got people that come in on just rookie deals, don't even be that good in the NBA, get like 4 mil, 3 mil.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, they need to change
Yeah,
their
you're
time.
right. You're right. Well, I just know that again, a lot of people feel some type of way. Like some people are like, okay, yeah, she get released. Woo to woo. What about the rest of the people over there? She ain't even been there a whole year, and we got people who've been over there in the camps for years. Again, this was a conspiracy. We all know this was a conspiracy. Um, I can't remember the exact percentage it was of oil that she had, but it was very minimal. 9 years. It was a conspiracy so they can get one of theirs back. And they won. But we won too.
Yeah,
We won too. But Cislo, what did you say earlier about sometimes you have to rescue them one in any type of situation? If people need to be rescued, sometimes you have to rescue one person
well,
at a time. You
right.
just can't like if you can
It's
get one
like a
out, you say
situation.
it the way you said it. I can't remember exactly how you phrased it.
Um, Unfortunately, it would be unfair to let her stay until they decide whether or not they're going to let this other person out. So would it be fair for her to just stay incarcerated just because they're trying to work out something for everybody? That's not fair. No, let her go ahead and be free and continue to work on. Obviously, they are holding him out for something much bigger than a Brittney Griner situation, because this is
Right.
more
He's being
of
held for espionage.
a
Mhm.
political type of prisoner type
Yeah,
of
that makes
thing.
sense.
He's working on this is something much bigger, and so they're obviously using him to 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 weigh out for something much
I was about
bigger.
to say, yeah, they were using him for something else.
Yeah, and
For sure.
it's not right.
I wonder how much bigger, because the guy that they released, he's like the biggest drug, I mean, not drug, but arms dealer, arms smuggler, whatever you want to call it, like in the world. So I'm like, dang, who else do we got over here that's bigger
Okay,
than
but
him?
you know
It's
that's
probably
all
not
about
even.
the money, right?
It
You
probably
know
is.
that's all about money,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's calculated. You understand what I'm saying? That's all about the money. So he must be, if he of some value, he's got to be of some value to them.
Right. They probably want to use him for, it could be something, way bigger, not even just a swapping a person. It could be money,
Yeah, because you're
freaking
talking. This is
intel information. It could be all kind of other stuff. Yeah.
exactly. This is an ex-marine
Right. We don't mess with that country for
who
real.
has
We don't
multiple
we don't
citizenships in other
yeah.
countries. This man, he has citizenships in other countries, not just the U.S., but he got other citizenships. So, and he specializes in security. He's an ex-marine. So it's not like he's just a regular grandpa that went over there to them. You understand what I'm saying? Come on now. It's always
Hmm.
something.
Yeah,
Something in the
no,
water
Russia
ain't
definitely.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has claimed,
Something-
he has been claiming since 2018 that he's innocent, that he hasn't been over there doing espionage. Uh, but
I don't doubt
I,
it.
I
But he
don't know if
is
that's a
innocent.
political.
I mean,
I
Russia's
don't know.
definitely not they're not doing nothing in our goodwill. They're
Yeah,
Anything at this point gonna benefit Vladimir Putin.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is the change. And that the one that they free represents something big.
hmm,
If he was an arms dealer, you gotta understand. For this man to be able to smuggle arms from Russia to the United States in the first place,
hmm.
that's something different.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of. I mean, I understand. I don't understand everything, but I do understand what you were saying. If you can get one, why make that person sit in there forever so you can try to get multiple people out of there? But I think Russia, in a way, they still played us, because this Russian arms dealer, I think he probably was worth maybe 3, 4 of our citizens. But Russia, they played us. We got Brittany back, and that's a good thing. But for Paul, ain't no telling what's going to take for him to come home. Biden, he did say, uh, while Brittany is released and Waylon is still in there, they saying that the Wayland's family have to have a lot of mixed emotions today, and I can't imagine how that family is feeling. The president said that this was not a choice of which American to bring home, and that sadly, for totally illegitimate reasons, Russia is treating Paul's case differently than Brittany's. And while we have not yet succeeded in securing Paul's release, we are not giving up, and we will never give up. So that's what President Biden said this morning. But yeah. Mm-mm-mm. But
well,
again, hey, Vibrant Low, how you doing? What's going on?
that's some good words from our president, but I'm sure Trump probably said the same thing. I mean, he said he's been down there 4, about to be 5 years. I mean,
Now, do y'all think if Trump was in office, being that he had certain relationships over there, do you think he would have been able to get
I mean,
Brittany out
when Trump was
faster,
our
or
president,
Paul?
he got back LeAngelo Ball very quickly when he got arrested. I believe it was in China, and he wasn't even in the NBA, but he's just a big name, So yeah, he got him out fairly quick. But then again, Russia's different.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know, child. I don't know.
Yeah, they are about
Well,
our
I'm glad
allies.
she's home. I'm really, really glad she's home. I
Yeah,
still
very good.
hope that Paul. I hope that they still continually fight. I know I love what Brittany's wife said, and I do believe her. You know how some people say what they gonna do, and it's like, oh, you just saying that right now, But I do really believe that Brittany and her wife, and probably even the whole WNBA or the NBA, will fight and do whatever is in their power to
As
bring
they
the best of us
should. As
home.
they should. Brittany
Yeah.
Griner should be in the front line of leading the help, because she been there physically. She know what she was into and what it's like down there, and how it could keep going if it wasn't for her people bringing her back. So yeah, she definitely, I feel like, has to lead that cause. That group got to be at the forefront.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like with things like if somebody was murdered, or your child was kidnapped, or you have a sickness or something like that. A lot of people, after things happen to them um, in their lives like that, like tragic, they will like create funds, create resources, things like that. So I really do believe that they will do that. I really do believe that.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
again, if I was Brittany, I would definitely, that would be like one of my main objectives for the
Man,
rest of my life.
that's
Yeah.
one of the first things getting back, for
Yep.
sure. For sure.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. But is there anything either one of you guys want to say before we wrap up this live? I know, Sis Slow, I don't know if you're going live later, but I was going to ask you, did you want to go live and chop it up later about the OG panel last night? Because that was a hot girl. I want to discuss that with you when I wrap up my day at the end of the day.
That's
Ooh,
bro.
child.
So many questions. I got so many questions.
I know, so do I. We will get into that tonight. But everybody that tuned in this morning, again, breaking news: Brittney Griner has been released. It was a high-profile prisoner swap with that guy, the Russian arms dealer, Victor Bouts. I think that's how his name is pronounced, Victor Bouts.
Right.
But yeah, we released him. They released Brittany. She's in the U.S. custody. So she will be home within 24 hours. Within a few hours, most likely, she'll be back here with her wife, with her family, with her teammate, her friends, and everything. So that's great news. That's great news.
Yep. And cyber nephew Cam. It was good chat.
I know.
Oh yeah, nice. No, I had to just hop in for the one time. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a little topic.
Yeah, he always be in the chat, but he'll never jump. I think this might be his second time. This might be his second time he jumped on here with us.
No, it was nice talking with y'all. Nice talking with y'all.
It's always nice to get the opinions of the younger generation.
Right.
No, for sure. Some of us still got our heads on the right way.
Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. One of them is mine. Well, I got 2 boys, so thank you, Lord. A few of them is mine.
Listen.
Still got a good head on their shoulders, but yes. And thank you, Isaac. Thank you for jumping on the panel with us. He said he had to jump off to head to his office right quick, but thank you for jumping on the panel with us. Betty White and other people who commented in the chat, Georgia Peach and Vibrant Lowell. Thank you for tuning in. I know other people are watching, so you guys make sure you like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, please and thank you. And I know that ain't my bro jumping on at the last minute when we about to bounce up out of here. Hold up. Hello.
Why y'all worried about what I was going to do? I was working. That's what I was doing, minding my own damn business, I was working. So I figured that y'all was gonna be on here with all these heathen spirits and stuff going on and whatnot.
You
What's
know
going on?
what? You such a hater.
Did he call us
Ain't
heathens?
nobody know. No,
You
I didn't
such
call y'all heathen. I said what all this heathen
Dang, I can't
noise
hear none
going
of y'all.
on.
Well, bro, we was actually about to wrap up, but if you
No,
want to
that's cool.
chime in, on Brittney.
What y'all? Oh, Brittany with her dusty ass. Well, this is my
Oh,
thing. This is my message to her. I don't give a damn what you is, girl. Straight up and fly right. Meaning that get your shit together. If you gonna smoke, stay somewhere where you know that you can keep your vape and smoke. Until then, side hustle. You WNBA finest. Why you tripping? You over here going over here to a country that don't give 20 shits fuck about America. They don't give a shit because you black. They know that your ass over here getting tortured and disrespected as well. But hell, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I bet you she'll keep her ass from over there anywhere over in that side of the planet, and I bet you she won't go over there no more. So that means that I ain't knocking her. You know, that's good that she is out. But y'all already knew that was a political stunt. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what Putin said. Putin said, if y'all don't get this help the hell up out of our doggone prison system, we ain't got no time. Cause see, here's the thing. Them folks already over there going through enough hell. So I don't need the international community on my ass like they already on my ass about this Ukraine shit behind some black woman that want to sit around here and bring some bootleg weed over here. If she had wanted some real weed, you know, we got that mountain weed. Have her high for 3 days straight off of one joint.
oh my God.
You wanna come on over here and she wanna come on over here and try to sneak a vape carriage. You know, come on now, stop it,
Yeah,
quit
no,
it.
it's definitely not worth it. It's definitely not worth it.
No, it ain't worth it, man. Shit, I trust me, bro. Shit. We
I
quit
don't bring
cheating.
stuff over state borders for real. She went to
Man, I
Russia.
ain't even
She went
trying
to
to
Russia.
look. I'm not even trying. Look, I'm not trying to even bring the shit outside my front door. The man come to my house. That's what
I
they do.
feel you. I
I
feel you.
I don't I don't. Yeah, I ain't got time for all that. That's how you keep that. So no matter what, that's my advice to her. Keep playing basketball. Write a memoir, a book about your 15 minutes of fame on how you had to go in jail over in Russia for a few months and how they had you out there making clothes and had to eat porridge and peas and how you went from filet mignon to sardines
Mm.
and sourdough bread and all that shit. I'm just hey,
Shit, she'd be lucky to get sardines
you see what I'm saying? So I
over
mean, hey,
here.
16 hours a day, you was doing a double shift. The only time you had time enough basically was to sleep, eat, sleep, and piss and shit. And by the time you get
Man,
done doing all that, you got to be right back up. They gave her ass 10 years. She ought to be because she didn't even do 10 months. So she'll be all right. She'll be all right. You're gonna be all right, girl. But I bet you won't take your ass over there and to the Russia no
Hell
more.
no,
I understand.
contract, no contract. That shit is broken.
man,
Yeah, like man, let
Officially,
that
they
be, man.
pay me anything to come back. Shit.
that's a lesson learned to
Nah,
all the Americans, all the man.
well,
They
really
might lose
anybody
all.
that
They've probably lost all our players after this. If any is over there still, if they over there still, they crazy.
well, the thing is that hey man, when that's sad when you got to go to another country, another superpower
For
country that
sure.
is just as strict as we is, just to make something. Just I mean, over here she was only making maybe about a quarter million, something like that, but over there she was making one plus. So, and most likely it was kind of like probably tax. Probably she had a big ass tax
Okay,
break with her being
I
a
got a
part time
question then.
resident.
I got a question then. I know you just said she made a quarter mil down here in the States, and she was gonna make more out there for sure. But isn't a quarter mil, like, shouldn't that be normalized as a lot of money still? Like, I feel like
Well, yeah,
we've
I
been
mean,
we yeah, I feel like we've been pushed out so far into these millions, we don't even
yeah,
like,
yeah, man.
yeah,
Let me tell
like,
you something, man. A quarter mil. All of people don't honestly understand this, but you have to understand is that it don't take $1 million for you to be considered rich. See, a lot of folks
it
don't
don't,
understand that.
it don't.
Well, once you get into the millions, then you're getting into basically the millions is six plus one. So basically, whether you break 100,000 or 999,999, you're still a six-figure income.
Right.
Just like with a million, you're 7 zeros until you get to 8, and then from 8 you go to 9, and from 9 to 10. Okay, but in order for you to even to be considered in the wealth class, like you said, they didn't push us so far off. Actually, I believe a half a million on up would be considered like rich, five
Like a
hundred to
nice
seven
little
hundred
wealthy,
thousand.
yeah, like
Yeah, like you're not wealthy, but you're rich. But then you have multi-million rich, and then you got super rich, and then you got mega rich, and then you got ultra rich. Ultra rich is the
man, that's
yeah.
the Elon Musk.
That
That's
that that
The
yeah,
the
that's
people who
what
don't
no
even
don't
have to check their bank account unless they really want to
no
see how much
ultra
money they got left over after they pay their mortgage
actually
or their light
actually
bill.
ultra rich is actually those that you would consider like maybe about 100 mil on up, 50 to 100 mil on up. So you ain't got to be no billionaire to be ultra rich. See those that run the shit, those are the 1%ers. They're not called the ultra rich, super rich, mega rich,
man.
multi-million. They're called the 1% for a reason
You
because
barely
they
see
pay
them.
the ultra rich. They giving the ultra rich paycheck. They pay.
Right.
Elon Musk. He might be the richest as far as on paper, but there's somebody cutting his check. It's just the fact
For
that he's
sure.
in charge of cutting his check.
So if
Still got
that's
to
the
go through the
case,
bank.
then I see it as more of a greed thing then. Because like you said,
All it is.
250 should be enough. I mean not
Let me tell
250,
you
but
something, man.
quarter mil should be. I mean,
Yeah, that should be the norm. That's
That's
what we
six
need.
figures.
That's what we need to normalize
That's
in the United States. And
it's
we need
six
some
figures.
free insurance.
because like
Cause
how
see,
much
'cause let
more
me
was
tell
she
you.
finna make in Russia? Like, what was gonna
Well,
be the
let me tell you,
difference? Like,
man. Hey, 800 plus, 800,000 plus to $1 million more than what I'm making right
okay,
here.
okay, for sure, okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? If
That's
I'm
a
only
lot of
making
money.
100,
That's a lot of money.
especially if you
But
over
that's the
there and you already getting that foreign tax break because you're already a
that's the
basketball
thing
star.
though, man.
So they giving you them breaks and all that. I mean, and if she did it for say
Right.
if she was over there and did it for the last few years before she got into this type of issue, she done made a handful of millions. That over here, she would have got her head beat in if she would have made. Man, you know how many years she would probably had to pay just to even try to make a salary that she was making over there. She'd have probably
Man,
damn near had to retire from that WNBA.
about to say a whole career. No, whole career.
Basically, I'm just saying. I mean, compared to
That's
what
the
I can
thing
go over
though.
there and
That's
make
what.
my whole
Hey,
career.
that's what money does to people. Hey, you move a whole country just to, hey,
Well, the
a
thing
country
is
that
that you have to
not.
also you have to remember though, in order to, once again when it comes back to the status of being rich. Me personally, and I'm down here in the TX, man. Shit, you can get man 250. Oh, dude, I'll be balling out of control. And I ain't talking about living in no neighborhood with nobody. I'm talking about somewhere out on about 5, 10 acres. Got
No,
me a
for real.
little 3, 4 bed modular.
Mom house
I,
paid for.
I,
Yeah, no, man. Yeah.
man, I didn't got, like I said, about 10. Man, I take that back. Depending on where I want to go, I can do 10 or 20 acres. Hell, if I do 20, I can take 10 and split that up and put my family and put them on some units, get them all about a couple of acres apiece. That's 8 acres gone for my daughters. Me and my wife still got 12 left. They can keep their ass on the other side of my shit. I'm over
Hey,
here
that's
on my own
man.
shit. I got that other 10 to 12 that I can do whatever the hell I want to do with it. A couple for a garden, a couple for, one for a crop, maybe a couple, 2 or 3 for some, a couple of goats and maybe a horse and a donkey or something like that. Then that other 5 to 7, bro, I'm living on that shit.
Man, like
And I'm
it
good.
could be, it could be that simple.
All that and what I just said was it wouldn't cost you as much as you think.
He said a goat
Believe you
and a
me.
donkey.
Hey,
No,
think
I'm
about
already
it
knowing.
though.
That's why I'm like, people greedy. They just be, man.
A livestock though, see you gotta understand, you get taxes, you get the work. Think about it. Folks was laughing at Rick Ross. How he gonna go and buy livestock and he got over 400 acres? Man, you know what type of tax breaking right off that man is getting for having them damn bulls on his doggone me property?
Man. And if you do got actual livestock that you could make money off of, like pigs,
Dude,
cows, like all that.
dude, dude, that man is about to put that man said he about to put a manufacturing facility on his property. Meaning that he gonna basically go like they do down here in where I'm
Oh
at
man.
in Brazos County. They got a family, make a long story short, they got a family down here called the Rapinos. They got they basically they have their own farm where they grow their own produce, their own meat, beef, chicken, pork, all that. And basically, what they do is they also have a manufacturing facility. So not only do they produce their livestock, they also can process their livestock and sell it to the general public. So they controlling everything from the birthing to the raising to the slaughtering to the packaging to the retail, all in one. They got their own meat market, they got their own manufacturing facility, their own slaughterhouse, and their own farm. So you know where you're getting all your shit from. You can't beat that with a stick. Who else is doing that? There's a lot of people out here doing it, but there's not a lot like you think. That's how you control the market. To me, that's some
Nah,
Nino Brown shit.
yeah, he definitely finna be sitting up. He already sitting up right, but gonna be even
That's
more.
family.
Nigga, that.
That's generational wealth, though, man. When you are employing, these people have family members that's been damn near retired because they've been down here since 1961. These people got like second, third generation butchers and shit that's been passed. They ain't even had to go outside and hire general public. Everybody that works for that family and that at that meat market and at that farm at that production center is all sons and daughters of the original employees and founders and people that started that company back in 1961. Every last one of them.
Nah, keep it in the family. Keep it around people you trust. That's how it,
Yep.
that's how it's
Keep
gonna
it in
keep
the
going.
family.
That's how it's gonna keep going.
And that's how you do it. And then they got contracts with the school. Everybody in the world know the A&M is one of the biggest public university in the state of Texas. So they got contracts with them to supply their meat, all that. They got contracts with caterers, big ass catering companies that's in the surrounding area like Houston, Waco, Austin, say you name it. Even though those cities got their own processors, everybody know about Reed Fields down here in the Rufino family and the Starmatos. Yeah, they shit top notch, good meat.
And it's a blessing to be able to have a family business. It's a extra blessing to be able to have dependable, reliable, and trustworthy family members to be in the
Exactly.
family business, because that is a something that usually a lot of us, I'm gonna just say, don't have.
You right.
Like little
You
day
already
day and
know.
them, we don't
Cause
have those.
we didn't
Nah,
sold
we
Big
know what
Mama's
you
property. We didn't sold Big Mama's property. That's what it is.
right.
We want
Make
to
a
come to
quick
the
little
city.
buck. Make a quick
We
buck.
want to come to the, and then we worrying about, man, I'm ready to move out in the country, man. This city is all high and the prices is high. Well, fool, nobody told you to sell Big Mama's property. Now you got folks around here, oh man, the developers, they gonna come in and do some good to the land. Man, they gonna take your land and build some luxury type bullshit
Right. Build
up
some
on your
stuff.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the people that you love the most ain't gonna even be able to afford to even drive by, let alone live there. But because you done made about a 15, $20 million off the deal, you thinking you doing something. And that same 15, $20 million, they're gonna make that the first damn year that they basically open up whatever the hell they're gonna put on your property. With no,
Man.
and I'm talking about profit. I'm talking about take home profit. I ain't talking about just bringing in, they got to split. What they paid you for, that's gonna be a write off, and they're gonna make that within their first year back.
Man, they making that first. Yeah. Like it's like she said, our people, man, us, like we just yeah, they like to see now instead of down the line what can really
We
be
hard
making.
headed, dude.
Man,
Don't you? Hey, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard too, real quick. I don't know if y'all heard though, but the state of California, I guess they done been found to where they're gonna possibly that they're gonna have to give out like $569 billion in reparations. Basically, I think that's equivalent to the black families out in
What?
California that's been misplaced because of housing discrimination and all that since like the '60s,
Yes,
where
it's
they
like the
came up.
60s.
So it was like basically most of the black families out there, they're talking about. I think it's either equivalent to 800 and something thousand, or I think it's equivalent to like about. It's a nice little sum of money that most of us ain't got right now. So you
Mm-hmm.
tell me that I'm eligible, me and my family eligible for quarter mil, 220,000, $300,000 a piece. Okay, what you think I'm gonna do with that doggone money? Everybody running around, ooh, that's a lot of money. No, it ain't. Cause say if you got a big ass family, and they only want to give you $220,000 and say you got like 20 people in your family. That's only like 10 grand a while.
Right.
So I'm
You
not saying
gotta
that's not a lot of
invest.
money,
I would
but
reinvest some and create a family business.
You gotta invest
there it is.
some.
But you see what I'm saying? But they did a research that's saying that if the average black family was to get about $830-something, don't you know that would expand our? They said that the possible health benefits would expand our lives by at least a minimum of 10 years, minimum.
Mm.
So you tell me who playing games.
Yeah, well, I ain't trying to play no game. Shoot, I'm hoping
I'm,
that my children, like I always tell my sons and the youth in our family that our job is to make you guys productive, to make you guys productive citizens, and to also make sure that you have what you need, all the ingredients to be further along than we are.
basically.
Our goal, that's our goal. That should be our dream. That should be our mission. Whatever we have, we should all automatically want you to have more. So if I own one house, I want you to own a mansion or a block of houses or be a property
Basically.
owner or have businesses or things like that. So we should always want more for our children. And in order to do that, we need to give them all the tools to do that. So with that, doing reparations, if that happened here, or I know we would never get our 40 acres and a mule bro like all the people should have gotten. But if that was to ever happen in honor of my great grandparents, mother, I would have some type of family business, and I'll make sure that those in the family who deserve to be working in the business will be, and the ones who don't, hey, we can get you there if you really want to.
You
You know
know
what I
what
mean?
I would own if I was a business owner and I knew that black folks was about to get reparations? I'm going to get me a car dealership,
Uh-huh.
specifically a Cadillac.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, what else I'm going to get? I'm going to start me a stove that got the high bead prices for some authentic name brand shit.
Well, what about a marijuana joint?
That too, wherever it's legal at, because the reason why I know a lot, I ain't gonna say all of our people, but a lot of our folks, they gonna wanna go to. Oh, I ain't gotta buy no quarter ounce no more. I can get me a quarter. I can
Right,
get
don't
me a
gotta get it off the
pound
street
now.
or nothing. Don't gotta get it off the street.
Yeah, I can get me a pound now. You know, I ain't got to worry about no little half ounce. Nobody give me a pound. Oh shit, you ain't talking about nothing. Oh shit, you on 30s? Nigga, I'm on 34s. They just made my rims. That I'm trying to tell you in a rim shop. Why? Because you already know
Yeah,
at
you gotta
least
get you a rim shop, a stereo shop, a paint shop. I mean, there's
because
so
we're gonna
many opportunities that we can
because
have
we're gonna
because
spend that at those places is what I'm saying.
mhm,
I might well put you to work if that's what you want to do. I might well go ahead and put you to work.
exactly. And like I said, if you a family member and I don't think that you can be like up there with the executives or the management or something, I'll still give you a job if you want one. And maybe with help and training, you can move on up into the family business. But
Most
everybody deserves a chance, even Day Day and Ray
yeah,
Ray and them.
no doubt, no
And
doubt. Everybody deserves a
you know,
chance, but shit. At the same time, though, you know, is
No
everybody
handouts
gonna
though.
take right? Is everybody gonna take advantage?
right,
Like,
no handouts, right.
is they going to? What I'm saying is they're going to. My thing is that are they going to multiply what it is that they sorry about that, guys. If they're going to multiply what it is that's been handed to them or given to them or they've
Right.
been blessed with, are you just going to take it and spend it? Because you can give me honestly right now, you can give me. I ain't gonna say give, but let's say what we talk about with the figure, $250,000, $220,000. I honestly, just even right now, it would be a hell of an investment. But shit, I know some properties without a building on it down here that cost that much. But that's
Mm.
because it's in the city. So imagine if I held on to it for about another year while the city is still bubbling up and growing. That same 200-something thousand that I slicked by that little lot corner lot, now gonna be worth about five, six, $700,000.
No, for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
So most
Show
people
your
Definitely
might
work.
look
adds
at
up.
most people be like, look at me like, man, you a fool, man. You took that whole. Yep, I sure did. Man, you got to go to work every day. That's stupid. No, it ain't, you idiot, because you're not even knowing. The day I make my mind up is gonna be the day I get the call and say, "Hey, Mr. C, man, somebody just came with a $650,000, $700,000 dog on me. That's the most they're willing to give for that property. Cash right now. We can cash
Mhm.
your check it to you right now to your account. Hell, we can give it to you in Bitcoin if you want. Oh, I'm sold to the highest bidder. You can have that shit. I didn't got my money, so I didn't set up here and then hustle for the next good extra year or two of my life. Hell yeah, to get set up almost a $500,000 ahead. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna keep on hustling and come to work and looking crazy. Why not? Those without an educational degree, don't you know that they pay? Don't you know since long story short, don't you know since 19, I think it's the 60s, 61 somewhere, or the 80s. Don't you know that we have been paid most people with non-educated, what they call a non-educated, what are undereducated, without college degrees, they have been paid in the last maybe 30 something years at least 34% less. So every year you get paid less since like 1980, 81. You get paid and make less every year than someone that has some type of college educated training. So every year that their shit was going up, by at least 20%. Everybody that don't have no kind of college training and shit was going down.
I do know that's about to
Mhm.
change if it hasn't already changed. Statistic wise, I know it's going to though for sure.
We're
Within
gonna
these
have to.
next 5-10 years, man,
If that.
streamers and gamers making millions now.
Hey
So I
man, let me
mean,
tell you something, man. I started off in networking technology back in like 98, 99. Don't you know? Then they also, they already made all these new names, computer network analysts, all that's what it was. Man, don't you know right now, man, is that hell, they even have a security plus certificate, which is cybersecurity specialist. Don't you know a lot of them people are starting off, man, as if you just even got that certified certification, you don't necessarily have to do no programming or code. You can go to a secure facility and can get a job as a security guard and got a level 3, level 4 government clearance and can sit on your ass. You might not be able to have your phone and shit like that doing your shifts, but and sit on your ass and make $70,000 to $100,000 a year starting off. See, people keep thinking, oh, I got to get a program, I got to get a code, and no, not to get into the cybersecurity and the technology field like that. No, no, you don't. It's good to eventually get that, but if they don't tell you the basics, they don't tell you the basics. Just like with trucking and logistics, the cheapest and the most affordable way and the best way and the most cost friendliest way to get into trucking is dispatching. All you need is a phone and a laptop and a hustle and access to a load board to learn how to do business. Bam, you're on from there. They got us thinking, oh, you got to go to school and get into. They rather put me $100,000 in debt, but you won't give me a $10,000 loan and start up a business.
Yeah,
I can have a
that's
300.
it. They want us to see us in debt. That's why a lot of people ain't even going to college anymore.
that's how they get
Hey,
you.
Cheryl Brown, E for Life. Good morning.
I can have a 300. I can have a three. Look, man, I can have a 300 credit score. You know that's the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. I can have a 300 credit score and got bankruptcy and I got about 4 evictions and a repossession on my doggone credit. Don't you know that they'll give me a student loan, but if I want a bank loan to pay off some bills or start a business, yeah, right.
Man,
Hmm.
It's
sick
sad,
of my
man.
head.
And then we have the
It's
people
sad.
who come over here who get it outright.
Well, that's the reason why, because and here's what I heard from a Patel. A lot of folks, if y'all don't know about the Patels are a family from the tribe over in the Middle East, India, all that. There's a big there tribe of family tribes. They run basically the whole southern region of the hospitality industry. That's all the way from the southwest of Southern California to to Arizona, all the way over to Florida. Anything in the southern states below the Mason Dixon line, they run the hospitality industry in hotel management. I'm
Mm.
telling you something I know. I've been working for some hotels off and on throughout my career and doing maintenance and hospitality. And one thing that the young one taught me, he said, what they do is when they come over here, he said they have to swear to secrecy. And the reason why he broke this down to me because, of course, when he seen me in my regalia and he peeped my chain and he knew my lingo, he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you one of my Moorish brothers." But this is something I'm not supposed to tell y'all. He said they make us swear secrecy when they swear us in as being citizens. Because he said if we say anything, he said they give us 15,000. This was back in 2014. He said they make us swear. They give us like I think he said 15,000 tax free. He said for the first 5 years we are tax free. They give us a housing allowance. They give us education allowance. Everything. He said the reason why they do that is because they make us swear to secrecy, not to reveal to y'all who y'all really are as far as citizens of American citizens, not United States of America citizens, but American natural born and bred citizens. Like they can trace y'all DNA bloodline back to this land. So they basically giving them a tax-free, at least a 5 year head start, tax-free, medical-free, healthcare-free, education-free. He said, as long as we don't say shit, he said, that's why you think that. He said, no disrespect. He said to you, your people. He said, but why you think that when you see us in these hotels and motels, he said, why you think that there's only a few of y'all at any given location, if any? And 9 times out of 10, what are we doing? Laundry or fixing shit? We're not running no front desk. We're not no supervisor or management or financial positions whatsoever. It's either you're a housekeeper, you're a cook, or you cleaning, or you're maintenance. That's how that go down.
Mm-hmm.
But we ain't paying no attention. They don't want us to know this. They don't. I'm surprised that the doggone link or the doggone stream yard didn't start fucking up because they know. They know what time it is. They want us to still keep going. Okay, nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. Keep doing what you got to do. But always remember, don't hate the job. The job didn't do shit to you. The reason why all of us, a lot of people say, I hate my job. No, we hate the fact that we stayed at a place that we don't want to be at. Don't you know over 87%
Right.
of Americans, 82% of America's workforce hate their current job and occupation?
But
They hate,
they be too scared to branch out.
basically because that's what it is.
Comfortable.
Because no, well that too because we know we got to pay that rent. No, nobody's telling you to be an idiot
Right.
and just quit your job and you ain't got no type of funds saved up, no type of way to pay your bills. No, don't do that. You're gonna be right back in the employment employment line trying to get help.
You gotta multitask. Gotta use that job for remember, just a job. You gotta always just, if you
It's a
is
stepping
trying to
stone.
do something bigger, you gotta keep that bigger thing in mind. And just know
Y'all
that
don't
job is
y'all
just
know
what you're
right
doing to
now.
get there.
Don't y'all know right now? And I'm keeping 500 with y'all. Don't y'all know right now the job that I'm at right now, which is I do hotel maintenance. Let me tell you something. I'm already working on 2 different other things as we speaking. I'm on clock right now doing what I do, which is nothing. Ain't shit going on because ain't nobody here. Everybody ain't gonna be here till later on this evening and tomorrow, and then shit. After that, I ain't got nothing to really worry about. It's all smooth sailing come Saturday because everybody gonna be going to their little baseball tournaments and whatever tournaments, holiday tournaments. I'm going home early. That means I ain't got to be back here till Monday. But guess what? I'm still on clock getting paid while I'm working on my other side hustle. So while I'm handling my 9 to 5, well, really a quarter to 8 to a quarter to 4. That's how I do mine. I get it out the way. But on the strip, I'm working on some other stuff. So that way that eventually my side hustle, after work hustle, is going to eventually replace this 9 to 5.
Right.
And when I replace this 9 to 5, I'm not going to say that, well, I'm not going to stop hustling. No, because in that side hustle that replaces my 9 to 5, I'm investing that income to replace that. So then everything can be on autopilot. I got a 1 to 2 year goal, specifically 1 year, for 2 years max, and I'm good. Meaning that I don't plan on. Oh well, yeah, you still got to work for yourself. But if I got to work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 6 days a week and it's for myself, okay. I'd rather do that compared to complaining about, well, I gotta work 9 to 5. It ain't no set day. I might have to work a Sunday and have a Monday and a Thursday off. I gotta work a Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Well, I
Something like that.
always say everybody should have more than one hustle. I don't care if that's having a main job and on the side you fix cars, or you paint, or you do hair, or you do nails, or you babysit, or whatever, or just a regular part-time job. Everybody should have more than one hustle. It really takes that either more than one hustle, or either multiple streams of income from multiple people in your family to be comfortable. And that's why a lot of people still stay at home with their parents. They have roommates. They got somebody upstairs, downstairs, in the basement, so that everybody can be comfortable, because that's the times we live in right now. And, we got to do what we got to do. Everybody got to eat, and everybody got to work to eat.
Right.
So yep. And on that note, you guys, I'm gonna get up out of here because I got some things I need to do, and I'm waiting on something to be delivered as well. But again, I do appreciate everybody for jumping on the live with us tonight. My son, special guest tonight. This morning, special guest, my son Wavy Cam. Usually be in the chat, but today he jumped on the panel with us. And again, I like hearing opinions about different topics, especially things that's going on in the world politically and things like that from the younger generation, to see how they think and how they view things. So we appreciate you, Cam, for that. Bro, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day at work. And we will be on here later tonight. Sislo and I will be on here later tonight. We're going to discuss other show on YouTube in the beat sector that we watched last night. So we'll be discussing that show that we saw last night on here. That'll be around 8 p.m. for anybody else wants to tune in. We're going to be discussing the OG panel that Shelly had on her panel last night and all the shit that was going down over there. But everybody, thanks again for tuning in. Like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed.
Nice talking with y'all.
Stay safe. Be blessed. Remain vigilant at all times. And always remember to keep it hood.
Real, man.
All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Catch y'all.
And Bill Cosby didn't do it.
Oh, whatever. He did it. This nasty popsicle looking ass. All right, gotta go.
All right, sir.